It's time for the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Here with a load of laughs, info, and fun, it's Tony B, Dave B, and Timmy D.
Before I go alone. Don't ask me this and one more song. It ain't too costly, no, I ain't too cheap, so just relax. I'm on my knees.
Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen, episode number 91. My name's Tony B. Alongside me, as usual, is David B. and Timmy D. Today we have a special guest returning to the show in 2023 here, 2023. Trucker Ray from YouTube is on. We will catch up with him and see how his new year went and see what he expects for 2023. Remember, where Ship's Gonna Happen is purely news-driven and does not express the views of any transportation provider or any business entity that uses a transportation provider. Timmy D, we do it why?
Transportainment.
Boom. David B. Transportainment, right?
Boom. Yes, sir.
All right. You can catch us on Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon, all of the places. Just put in Ship's Gonna Happen in the search engine and you will find us. David B., it's 2023, my man. Happy New Year.
Good Saturday morning to the both of you guys. Our first show of 2023, and what a better way to start it off with one of my favorites, Trucker Ray.
Trucker
it's
Ray.
So good to have him back. It's a nice winter morning, probably not as cold as it is out where Ray is at, but it's pretty chilly out this way, and this is going to be a great way to start 2023. All of our shows, along with this show, are sponsored by The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Great place to go after a Ship's Gonna Happen week. Great place to go and unwind, chat it up with the locals, get a great meal, have a beverage or a cocktail or two, and listen to some great music any day of the week. It's The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indy. Timmy D, how are you this morning, my friend? It's good to have you back in the studio.
What's going on? It's been a while. I think been some upgrades in the studio, it looks like, since I've
some
been.
new signage. I like it.
Yeah, it's been probably, 3-4 weeks. So.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much all of quarter four kind of checked out with being gone and whatnot. So it's good to see everyone's smiling faces. And Tony, I got to say, even with the frozen dew or whatever you want to call it, frost on the ground, the grass still looks good.
It does. It's the best looking yard in the neighborhood.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
That'd be
that.
interesting. I wonder if Trucker Ray's, if they actually are, if it's too cold up there to grow grass, that'd be a good question for him. So anyways, Tony B, what's up with you?
Oh, man. Happy New Year to boys. I'm glad to see us all in the studio. Trucker Ray, are you there, my man?
I am. How
Awesome.
are you guys? Happy New Year.
Good morning, Trucker Ray. Happy New Year to you. How have you been?
I have been very good. Yeah, I can't complain. Well, considering the last trip, this last rounder I just did down to Mexico, it was a real zoo. But I'll share that with you a little bit when you're ready for that one. But we've been good. Yeah, the New Year has been good so far, but a bit crazy.
Sure. Is that so? Talk to us about what's been going on. It's been a little bit since we talked to you last time, and judging by the YouTube videos and stuff, you've got a new job since the last time we've talked to you. If you're willing to talk about that, please do. And kind of, are you happy with where you're at now and how things have been going so far with your new job?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the last time I talked to you guys, I was with iHaul, wasn't I?
Right,
so
sir.
yeah, no, we were doing a lot of sitting around. It was like 5-6 days at a time that we were sitting at truck stops and then back at the home terminal. And then they changed a lot of things about their policies and a lot of things that, of course, I don't want to discuss. I don't want to make them sound bad or anything.
Sure.
And I just thought, well, this is no longer a good fit for me. And a good friend of mine, Gail, told me about the company I'm with now, which is called Key West Express. These guys are just a class act. They just keep you running. I mean, they run you hard. And that's what I like, right? And it's a new venture now. Not only am I driving in Canada and the U.S., but now I'm going into Mexico.
Wow.
So it's like now I'm going into 3 different countries. I don't know what's next. The Philippines. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next. But they are a good company, and I'm really happy with them. Like I said, there's no sitting around here.
So are you on a dedicated run with Key West, or is it just kind of just whatever happens, or whatever loads there are is what there are?
I would say our meat and potatoes are the run down to Mexico, but we do other things. I mean, I have done runs from Yuma to Ontario, Canada, and then across the country. That's a nice run. That's good miles.
I bet. Beautiful.
In the summertime, we'll be taking cherries and other stuff out of our orchards in British Columbia and taking those to the eastern seaboard, like New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We take a lot of our produce, or should I say our fruit, down there in the summertime. So it's a little mix of everything, but I would say predominantly our runs are down into Mexico, and then we grab produce and bring it back up to Canada. So I guess you could call it a dedicated run, but it's a little mix of everything.
How's that port down in Mexico different than the Canadian ports? You got to imagine it's a zoo compared to Canadian ports, right?
You mean the process of crossing into Mexico?
Yeah, to and from Mexico's got to be a whole lot different than crossing to and from Canada into the United States, right?
You'd think so.
Actually, it's quite comical because the first time I ever went into Mexico with the truck, they didn't even care who I was. They didn't ask me for my passport. They just wanted to know that I paid the fee to get across the border.
Wow.
Wow. That was going in?
3 times I've been across, or 4 times I've been across, and they not once have they ever asked to see my passport.
Wow.
What's it like coming back out?
Wow. Yeah.
That's a little different because I'm coming back, and because I'm Canadian, and the American border guards know our company, they don't really bug us. So as long as we provide them with the proper paperwork and smile, and I don't have any Mexicans in the sleeper, they're happy.
Right. Okay. All right.
So what's the strangest thing you've
Were you offered any money to bring any of them back, though? I know it's corrupt.
Well, I'm sorry.
Has anybody?
Have I ever had anybody ask to come back?
Yeah.
No. The process is when we take. What the process is that we bring apples down to a cooler over on the American side. They inspect everything, and then they instruct us to head out, and then we go across the border and we deliver it over there. And it's a compound that they open the doors. It's almost like you're driving and doing the delivery at a big penitentiary. They open the doors, you drive, and they shut the doors. And you go in, you do your delivery, and then you leave. They open the doors, you drive to the border. So you're not really sitting around anywhere there. So you never really have any interaction with any of the regular locals.
Okay. And so you're not going to get out east too often then, other than like like you were saying, in the spring and summer, where you're going to do some cherry moves out this way then, right?
It depends. It really does depend. It's whatever. If there's something available, if I wanted to go east, which I'd love to, because I love to interact, come and do a live one with you guys one time. I'm pretty sure they can work it out because they look on the job board like anybody else, but they don't survive off the job board like the last company was. These guys have dedicated runs. They have dedicated customers. But if they had to go on the job board to get a load back east, they could find it just like anyone else could. So it's possible.
Sure. So how were your holidays? Did you have a good holiday season?
I did. The funny thing is, before I went on my holidays, I was literally stuck in a truck for since July. So when you're in a truck that long, you just start to, want to bite people's heads off. And you just, and I thought to myself, I got to get into a hotel. So I managed to get into a hotel for a few days. And it was I spent the holidays by myself in a hotel working on some video. Had a picture of my daughter with me, and it was like I spent it with her, and it was just really, really nice. And it was really refreshing. So it was a good holiday. It was very, very laid back. It was very, very quiet. Vancouver got snowed in. We got iced in. We had really bizarre weather here for Christmas. Just both our bridges got shut down because of ice. The airport got shut down. And I'm in a hotel, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to drive. I'm happy. So,
yeah. So that's your way to decompress then, right? Trucker Ray, is that what you're saying? When you need to mentally check out, you're getting a hotel room, you've got a picture of your daughter, and you just kind of seclude yourself somewhere, and that's a good way for you to kind of decompress, right?
Yeah, just to get out of the truck, get away from the steering wheel, and get into a place where You're not listening to a reefer, and it's nice. I mean, I do run hard, and I can go months on end without being out of the truck. But every once in a while, when every bump on the road starts to irritate you, and you jump every time you hear a bump on the road or something, then you need to check into a hotel, or I'll be checking in somewhere else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we still like Tony mentioned, we still notice that you're putting out quite a bit of content. Are those? And then this is probably a stupid question, but are those your young granddaughters at the beginning of your videos now?
Yeah, they are.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's the little one. The little one is Abby, and the older one there is Autumn. Yeah, that's my two granddaughters.
nice way to open your
Yeah.
videos. Yeah, those are two cute little
Well,
grandkids.
what a better way to let people know it's family friendly, right? I can say it until I'm blue in the face, but I still have people emailing me saying, "Hi, Yeshua, I really like your videos." Like, that's not my name,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like,
So
when I first started doing my videos, it was called Life on the Road with Yeshua, but
Mhm.
everyone kept
That's
calling
right.
me Yeshua, so I have to add my name in there. So the reason why I put the girls at the beginning of the video, it just gives it a nice warm look and makes people feel, okay, I can have my little kid watching this video with me. He's not gonna do something stupid or say something bad, right?
Right. Hey, Trucker Ray. So looking back on 2023, do you think from like your video experience, I know you set aside what you actually do for a living, but the videos you put out there are incredible. Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish in 2022?
I would say I didn't put out as much content as I wanted to. I wanted to do a little bit more vignettes of different towns like I did the year before. Just a lot of stress last year, just with a lot of sitting around. And when you're doing a lot of sitting around, you're not getting a lot of miles. It's very hard to be motivated to do certain things.
Yeah.
And then also the new back in September, I do believe it was, you guys might have heard the news that my daughter's murderer was arrested.
Yeah, we did.
And
Yeah,
he's now in jail.
Yeah.
And the stress of that, knowing that we're going to have to deal with that soon, I'm just glad the year's gone. And I'm glad that I got that 10-year anniversary video finished. I cannot believe how long it took me to do that video, but it's just so much editing. Like, you guys know what it's about. You got a great show. It sounds very professional. I'm sure you probably got an idea, like, that's a lot of editing in there. And that took me, 6 months to put that video together?
That is a
Crazy.
great video.
6
though.
months.
So Trucker Ray, if you don't mind me, and we can move past it if you don't want to talk about it, but
Sure.
fortunately, I've never lost someone that close to me, so I don't know the pain that you've gone through with that. But having some, finding the person that did it, is there some resolution to it, or does that never come and you just got to move on to the next phase of the court process and all
Well,
that?
it is an extreme relief that he spent his Christmas in a jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
It was just such a nice, it was a wonderful relief to know that he was arrested and he was in jail. And that's where he was. And he's in a place right now. It's called Surrey Pretrial. And it's not a very good place to be in. And everyone has access to the media, even prisoners, even people in jail. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows who he is. So he probably isn't having such a good time there.
Right.
And it was just, like I said, to know that he was off the street where he couldn't hurt anybody else, or he's been running around thinking he's gotten away with this.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was arrested, he was claiming he didn't know anything about it. So he can't even be a man about the situation.
Right.
Right. Everybody knows that my daughter went with this guy. Everybody knows he's the main suspect. And when he gets arrested, he claims, I don't know, there's guys that claim that they're not a citizen of the world. Do you know what the name of that is? It's like they claim that they don't have to abide by Canadian rules.
Like they're sovereign? Is sovereign the right word?
I don't even know what the word is, but he's claiming he's not a citizen of this planet, and the police says he's a little off his rocker. Because he's claiming that he doesn't have to abide by the rules of Canadian police rules, right? So anyway, when someone goes and does something like that, this guy, this is not going to be a fun trial. So I'm hoping the evidence is so overwhelming that his two-bit legal aid lawyer will tell him, listen, this isn't even going to go anywhere, because this guy's almost pretty well homeless. So he's not going to have some $200,000 lawyer an hour defending him. The lawyer is going to be looking at this stuff going, I just got out of school. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Well, Godspeed
I'm just
with
grateful
that.
he's in jail and we can move forward.
Well, Godspeed with that, because that's got to be a hard process for you and your family to go through. And David, Timmy, and I are happy that it's resolved as far as who did it. And just God bless you and good luck with that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. After sitting for 5 years waiting for this whole thing to go, it's almost like if you ever buy a pair of cowboy boots and you first buy them and the leather's tough and your feet hurt a little bit, but after 5 years of using those boots, it's broken in. That leather is tough now. It bends every single way and it's tougher. And that's how I feel after waiting for 5 years. If he would have been arrested the first 6 months of all of this, I might have been a wreck. But throughout the last 5 years of dealing with all this stress and everything, I think it's toughened me up a little bit. So I think I'll be okay.
Nice.
So, other than the trial that's coming up, are you looking forward to anything in 2023, Ray? Do you have
goals,
an outlook on that, or
resolutions?
I have a little bit of a resolution to, just to eat a little bit better, lose a little bit of weight. I put on a little bit of weight in the last 5 years from the stress, just, dealing with all of this and that. And I want to lose a little bit of weight. Cause I was looking at that 10-year anniversary video. I'm like, wow, did I ever look good when I was younger? But I look like a baseball glove now.
There you go. A baseball glove. That's a good one. I'm going to use that one.
I'm thinking to myself, well, that's my resolution, to look a little better than I do now.
Yeah.
So, and I want to put out more content. As you know, my videos now, I changed for 2023. They're all going to be in 4K. And I've got such amazing reviews from that last video I put out, because I did a test, it's a mess, winter mess back home or something like that. I think I titled it. And I just got such amazing reviews from that people are saying, I can read the signs when you're driving down the road, and I can see the cracks in the road, and I see the wrinkles on your face. So there's a positive and negative to 4K.
What camera?
And I want to do a lot more vignettes.
Do you ever put makeup on?
Drone shots.
Do you ever put makeup on?
I'm sorry?
Do you ever put makeup on?
He's got a makeup studio back there.
No, maybe I should.
No, I asked if you could. So I was watching Shark Tank the other night, and they came out with a man makeup thing for this particular thing.
Really?
It's like on a stick that rolls out like a chapstick, and you use it for makeup. Yeah.
Right.
Just something to look into, Trevor.
YouTubers do it too.
When I start getting paid money to do this, then I'll put makeup on.
You'll have your own makeup artist that's there in the cab with you. Trucker Ray is what you'll have. Wow.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll meet her one day.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. So talk to us also about, you've got these, you're going to do some more content for 2023. And I mean, are there other things have you been thinking about doing anything else? I mean, I know when you and I talked on the phone the other day, or yesterday actually, but I tell you what, I mean, your videos are so inspiring that if you had your own congregation, I'd be front pew every Sunday morning. We truly enjoy listening.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about being a motivational speaker or anything like that?
No, I'd rather be an evangelist than a motivational speaker. We got too many of those in the world that use the Bible to motivate people, but they're not sharing the actual gospel.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I wouldn't want to do that. We got enough of those in the world. But as you were asking for 2023, I do want to do a lot more videos regarding, my face. And there's a series I used to do a few years back. It was called After God's Own Heart. What it wasn't me necessarily reading of the Bible. I was just sharing what God was putting on my heart. I was sharing what I was going through, whatever trial I was going through, and how to get through that trial that God has helped me get through. So I want to do a little bit more of that on, separate little vignettes, shorter little videos like that throughout the year, because that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. When I first started trucking, I thought, this is wonderful. This scenery I want to share, but also there's a fire that was burning inside of me that I also want to share what God's doing in my life. So I just integrated them together. So if I was just to put out a video with nothing on it stating anything about what I believe, there would be something missing. This is the whole reason why I'm doing this. So I plan to expand, obviously, more teachings that God is putting on my heart to an extent where it doesn't drive people away, but it'll still keep them interested and draw them closer. And you know what? I've lost a lot of viewers because, here's a guy talking about God. But you know what? That doesn't bother me because I know if I talk like a sailor, I think I mentioned this before,
Right.
I'd have 1 million viewers right now. But because I preach and talk about the Lord and share that with my videos, every 10 people that subscribe, maybe 7 or 8 of them leave as soon as they find out that I'm a Christian. But that doesn't matter to me because the
Really?
2 that are coming that week are the ones that God's drawing them to my channel. That's what matters.
There's a lot of haters out there, man.
No, that's crazy. You're talking about 75, 80%. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I know. It's because people don't want to hear the truth, right? They just don't want to hear the truth. They want to continue to live the life that they're living. And that's another thing, too. In 2023, I want to add more video content of what's coming up in the world, because I really love to talk about eschatology, Bible prophecy, and we're seeing it unfold. And I don't know if you guys are believers. I'm assuming some of you guys might
I'm
believe.
a believer.
You're a believer? Okay.
Yes, I am.
You can clearly see where we're being directed. Like the next Bible break I'm going to do is going to be about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. If you're not familiar with them, these are 3 men back in the Old Testament during the time of Daniel where they were thrown into a furnace because they wouldn't worship an idol that Nebuchadnezzar stood up, but they didn't burn. God saved them from that fiery furnace, and it's a real story. And that's what I'm going to do on the next Bible break. And the moral behind that story is have faith and trust in God that whatever trial you're going through, He's going to be there with you in it. And because we can't continue to pretend that everything around us is great. Have you not noticed the amount of videos and movies and everything that Netflix is putting out? It's all about superheroes. It's all about fantasy. It's not reality. They're hiding us from the reality of what's really going on in this world. And the reality is the devil is roaming like a roaring lion. He's out there to devour as many people as he can right now because he knows his time is short. So there you go. There's a little preaching on your show there, guys.
All good.
You're all good, man.
Hey,
all good.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yep, we appreciate it's
good
If
stuff.
I have a bad day at work, Trucker Ray, and if I'm sitting at my desk or things are really hectic, I'll put on one of your videos, put my earpiece in, and just listen. And I keep working, but it's that tranquility. Cool. It's the music, and of course, I get to peek up every now and again and see some awesome landscape. Whether you're in Canada or the Western United States or anywhere, it's just that it's that tranquility of the videos. It's just soothing.
And the funny thing is, I've had people say to me, "Why don't you just show the little scenes of your videos? You play too much music with your scenery." I'm like, no. That's what people need to hear. Like you just mentioned, they want to sit down and they want to watch a movie. And sometimes I'll play about 5 or 6 minutes, or maybe a little less, of a clip of driving through certain places, and the music, just a nice tranquil music to go through it. Yeah. There's other times where the music is more upbeat. It's whatever the scenery, whatever I'm looking at. I'm not going to put in like AC/DC, Highway to Hell, when I'm driving down a beautiful scene, right? I'm going to put something gentle and calming through there, and that's where that's what they love, right? And it's calming to them. And I've had so many comments that people they watch these videos to escape the own troubles in their life that they're going through, and it lifts them up, and that really encourages me. So that's one of the reasons why my videos are so long. I've had someone leave a message on one of my videos yesterday telling me I should do 30-minute videos. I'm like, how on earth can I even do that? That's the credits for crying out loud. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't do 30 minutes. I mean, I know my viewers were like, where's the rest of it? I know they would.
So you talked earlier about maybe a significant other. So what's that like for you, being as busy as you are and traveling as long as you do? How do you meet a woman? How do you meet a companion?
you know what? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that because
It's probably hard for you, right?
couple girls. Well, the last two girls that I met, like throughout the last 10 years, I met them on a Christian dating site. Well,
Okay.
that doesn't work all that well. And I'm not saying they all are a little messed up, but most of the girls and guys on these Christian dating sites, they all need they need help. Because everyone I've ever met, they're like, they're either going through a divorce or they're having this problem or that problem or this problem. And, I'm just saying dating sites they're not for me. So I just said, Lord, if there's anybody you want to bring into my life, you're going to have to bring her to me because every time I look, I pick the wrong one. So it is a little lonely sometimes out here, but I'm more concentrating on my walk with God. If my heart is right with him and he thinks I'm ready for somebody, then he'll bring someone my way.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't come my way, well, then he wants me to himself, and I'm okay with that. So it's fine. I mean, I don't mind being on my own. I really don't. I mean, like I said, sometimes it gets lonely, but that passes. It does.
You're listening to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. We have Trucker Ray on with us. We call him a man of one nation that likes to travel 3 at a time, apparently, with where does the fruit come from? Do you guys have greenhouses out there? That still fascinates me because...
Yeah, the apples, he took them to Mexico, right?
Yeah, so how are you
where'd
guys
get those
growing
from?
those up there in Canada? No offense, but it's a little colder up there than where I'm at.
They might grow well in Canada. In Washington, they grow well, right? Washington State.
Yeah.
They do?
No, it's Washington where I get them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share with you the process, okay?
Yeah.
What we do is we will take an empty trailer, we'll cross over the border into Washington State, and we will load up with apples in Yakima, we'll load up with apples and
Yakima,
pears
been
in Good
there.
River in Oregon, and we take those to Mexico. Now, I've had people actually, this is crazy, I actually had someone message our boss and say, your driver's, doing something that's wrong. He shouldn't be delivering that's called interstating, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to pick up in the U.S. and drop off in the U.S., but we're not dropping off in the U.S. It's getting inspected, and it's getting inspected in the U.S., and we're taking it into Mexico. So we're delivering into Mexico. So they have all their apples, just ridiculous amounts of orchards in Washington State, and they're all in coolers. And I found out those apples last a whole year.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
if I have apples in my truck, they're rotting like within 6-7 days. I don't know how they keep those things fresh a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
it's
ever get
amazing.
hungry on the road and just pull over and grab one and close the doors, get back in the cab?
Grab you an apple down the road.
You know what? There's hundreds of apples and pears in those things, but I still can't. I still can't take one because it's stealing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather just ask the guys over there, can I have one of those? But the problem is that the pears that you pick up, they're not as soft as you would in the store, right? They're still a bit
They got to
hard.
ripen up.
They have to still ripe,
Yeah.
right? They still have to warm or freshen up, or what is it? Not freshen up, soften up,
Mhm.
right? By the time they get to their destination. So, but no, but we do things. This company does everything by the book. We do everything legitimately. There's no interstating here at all. It's like I said, we pick up in Washington State and we deliver right in Mexico. I mean, I've got the pesos to prove it, because whenever you do the toll when you go across, you give them American money to give you back in Mexican money. Like, well, I don't know what to do with this.
And that's a part of that.
I don't even know.
And Trucker Ray, if I'm right, that's a part of the. Is that a part of the North American Trade Agreement, or is that a part of the newer alliance where you can? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this alliance thing that they have between Canada, Mexico, and that. But I find, I had so many people tell me, "Oh, you're making a big mistake. You need to stay with the company you're with, and you don't want to be going into Mexico. It's really bad and everything." It was easier, and those people down there in Mexico are the nicest people on the planet. They're really sweet. They're very friendly. They're always offering you food.
Yeah.
And they have real Coca-Cola down there.
Right.
You ever try Coca-Cola in Mexico? It's made with real sugar.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are you trying? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Pure cane sugar.
And cocaine. These have cocaine in it.
Cocaine?
So Trucker
What's
Ray,
that?
have you had like an awesome meal down across the border or whatever in Mexico? Has there been a real good meal that you've had?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. The only thing I've had down there was when we walked across the border to get our credentials, because you need some kind of when you cross into Mexico, if you're going to deliver there, you need a work permit so you can drive across and deliver. And the one that you get over in St. Louis, which is across in Yuma, that one's, I think that one's, I mean, these are free, right? I think you pay $60 or something for that one. So when you cross to get that, you're right in their little village. So when I went down there for the very first time, there was a shop there that had, they were making different kinds of juices, and it was pure juice. It was pineapple juice. Best pineapple juice I ever tasted. It had big chunks of pineapple in it and everything. It was so good. And I'm like, the next time I come down here, I got to stop and try some of their burritos, because you see the canteen trucks on the American side, the Mexican people and whatever they make. But you got to get it right down there and see if it's any better. I haven't had a chance to try their food out yet, but I will.
Or even even if you're gonna like do that type of food there on the street vendors, because what you said's true. If every place has got bad places if you go to the bad places, right? But I always, when I was in the military in San Diego, I when I was there for a year, or almost two, stationed there, wasn't there that long, but we go to Mexico all the time, and I actually enjoyed it.
How does the currency exchange work?
That bad.
How does the currency exchange work? If you're from Canada, you pick up in the United States and you deliver to Mexico, there's a lot of exchange going on the currency. How does that work? Does the Zelle or Venmo apps do all the conversions for you? How does that work, right? Just curious.
Well, basically the company will give us a float of, like, when you cross into Mexico, you have to pay a toll to get across. And you also have to pay a toll to come back into the U.S. Now, the Mexicans are more than happy to take the American money, but they give you back, in some cases, some of them give you back. I do believe in Nogales, when you cross over there, they give you back Mexican currency. But when you are over in Yuma, they give you back American currency. So that's really the only money you're exchanging, is when you're paying the tolls. That's about it.
Makes sense.
So it's not that big of a deal. As long as you have American money, they'll always take American money down there. It doesn't matter. You don't need to have Mexican currency when you go down there.
Right.
But I have a little bit of it now because, the tolls, that the exchange that they've given you. But their money is really funny. Actually, I found that the Mexican currency is very similar to Canada. Well, the rate is certainly similar. I don't think our money's worth much more than theirs.
So do you? I assume you get paid in Canucks then, correct?
The Canadian funds?
You get paid in Canadian money, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the company takes care of all of it at the end of the day. But it's best to have some of that other coin on you to make sure you've got the currency in your pocket for the tolls.
So does the Queen come off the money now?
It,
I'm sorry, Trucker Ray.
I didn't hear that last question.
Go ahead. Finish, Tim. What did you ask him? My bad.
You're good. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Again, you listen to Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, and we got Trucker Ray on, and we were a little mixed up on who's talking what. So Tony B,
go ahead, man.
I'm out.
He's out. I'm in. So Trucker Ray, what does the Queen on the money there still stay, or does that come off now that she's passed away?
You know what? I think there might be one or two bills they may leave her on, maybe one. But I think Prince Charles, or King Charles now, I think he will be taking the role of that. But, at the rate things are going, we're going to be at a digital currency soon anyway, so none of that's really going to matter.
Are they talking about that there, digital?
Well, they are in the World Economic Forum.
Right.
They all want to go to digital currency, so it's just a matter of time before it happens. I mean, maybe not this year, but next year, I think we'll all be looking at a digital currency, a little closer to the mark of the beast, I'd say.
Yeah. Digital, they're talking about it here too, so, but hopefully
Canada's not talking about it yet, but they follow suit to everything the U.S. does. So if the U.S. does it, Canada's not going to be too far behind.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, Trucker Ray, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on today. We appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule on an early Saturday morning for you. Tony or Tim got anything else they'd like to ask?
So we got your goals for 2023, more videos, right? More stuff like that. So
no makeup yet.
More exploring little towns is what I want to do too, right? I want to do more
Maybe
vignettes
we'll send them a
smaller
makeup kit.
towns.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks again for being on with us. And if you're ever out this way, hit one of us up, hit me up. We'd be more than happy to meet up with you or have you on the podcast or something like that. You're one of our absolute favorites, and hopefully sometime later this year, we'd like to get you back on if you're cool with that.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys. Anytime. You just let me know, and I'll take the time out to be with you.
If it's all right with you, can we send you a few little videos for you to maybe share with some of your listeners or some of your YouTube watchers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I need you guys to do me a few more shouts. Just, you know what? Just set up a camera and then do 3 or 4 shouts and just send me the raw, and I'll edit it out. And I would love to use that and, send some people your way to your podcast, because you guys have a really good sounding professional podcast. You all should be in radio, in my opinion.
Producer Tony.
Take it from someone that's been doing radio work. What's that?
I said producer Tony. He does a pretty good job. Yeah. I'm just a fat kid that shows up every now and then and tries to speak what I know. That's about it. So, hey, Trucker Ray, I appreciate you being an ambassador out there on the roads. Keep preaching, spread the word, and that's pretty awesome what you do out there for us.
You mean a lot to us, Trucker Ray. You're absolutely one of our favorites.
And what would be nice is to get the gentleman, the wild man that you knew.
Wildbeard.
No, the other driver that he knows from England or Ireland. Mm-hmm. Is he from Ireland, Trucker Ray?
Oh, you mean Ned Kelly?
Man, if we could get Ned Kelly and you on, that would be a huge show.
I reached out to Ned and I didn't get a response, but I'll reach out to him again. And if you can maybe light a fire under his backside or kind of put a good word in for us, that would be appreciated.
And Ned's in Ireland, right? So
he is. But you know what? If he's got an iPhone, you could always do a Facebook thing, right? And just take the audio right off.
Right.
Of it. But he's a character. I think if he was to agree to come on and do it, oh man, you would have to get us both on at the same time. Right. That would be a laugh fest.
We could do.
And we would just sit back and listen. Is all we would do.
Yeah, we could do that.
And if it's going to require a night or something, we can maybe accommodate that, because I know he's going to be on a different time set than us, right? So we could accommodate him, not during a weekday, but at night or something.
As long as I'm drinking.
Well, it would definitely be worth it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks, brother. We appreciate it. Happy New Year. And
Happy New Year, Trucker Ray.
Safe travels, Trucker Ray.
Thank you so much. You too, guys. You guys all take care of yourself. God bless you both.
All right, brother.
God bless you all.
You
God
too.
Bless.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Awesome.
Man, it's good to catch up with old Trucker Ray.
Yeah, I love that.
Man, he's
great.
Where am I going next? The Philippines?
I know, man. Jeez.
That's a lot of miles. You don't realize how big that is from Canada, from Vancouver, basically, down to Mexico City.
That's got to be like a 4,000 round trip, right? 5,
oh, it's more than that.
5,000 mile round trip.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
That's a long haul, man.
I mean, California is basically as big as our nation, right?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Yosemite, I've been there. Did some training out there. There's absolutely nothing but gorgeousness out there.
Right.
I remember being it was 1990. Me and some of my buddies drove out to California. One of our friends that was in the military was getting married. And so we went out there for the wedding, and we were in San Francisco, and we were going from San Francisco. And one day we're like, let's just go down to LA. And so we're like, looking at it on the map, like it's only that far, like a couple finger sections.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it took us
a couple finger sections, I know.
Like took 6 hours to get down.
Well, shoot, California, like Tim said, it would be like driving, if we were here, it'd be like driving through 3 or 4 Indianas, right? Maybe even more.
Yeah. Probably 4, yeah. You're probably right on it. I'm trying to see.
That's a long drive, dude. From north.
So it puts it in kilometers. I'm trying to see. So it takes 1 day and 17. It takes basically 2 days.
To drive from Southern California to Northern California? Or were you talking about
from Vancouver to Mexico City?
Yeah. Oh, my shoes. You went to Mexico City?
I don't.
Oh.
Let's go to, name me a city up north there.
Tijuana.
Laredo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Juarez would be a good one.
Juarez?
Yeah, Juarez.
He's listening right now going, you dumbasses.
Yeah, he's like, I just told you.
Listen.
Nogales is one. That's a border crossing. Tijuana's a border crossing too.
Let's just go to Tijuana.
Yeah, Tijuana's probably not too far. I've been there.
Have you?
Oh yeah, I've been there a lot, dude. Been there in
From the
Sonata.
military?
Oh yeah, I used to go there after basic training. I went to a school.
Oh,
I was caught at a school there.
school for in the military
there we
school.
go.
Oh God, yeah. I went to military school for shit.
23 hours. So it'd be like us driving from here to basically Key West.
Right.
Key West is 24 hours to 26 hours. Miami's 19, so it's further than Miami from us.
I had to go to.
I made that trip myself 4 times in my
You
car.
have?
Yeah,
Really?
twice by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't
That's
sleep.
impressive.
After working 12 hours.
So twice with all your friends by yourself. Just,
No, I had a girlfriend that she actually had lived down there. So I actually done it the long way. I went and picked her up in Tampa. Then we had to go down and cross Alligator Alley. And then down.
Yeah.
But I've made it
No,
yeah,
David.
4 times. I've been down there.
Usually after Tim can attest to it. Usually after you're done with the basic training, that you go to where your schooling is, if you have schooling, right? So then I went to schooling, and then we were in schooling for I think 16 weeks, 20 weeks, learning Morse code, and then
Really? You learn Morse code?
yeah, I
That's
had to.
bad
I
as
had,
a
a top,
bone.
I had a top secret clearance. I told you guys that though before, but
do you still know it?
yeah, some of it a little bit. Yeah.
Morse code. I've always
Yeah.
it's always intrigued me.
Yeah,
I know I've asked you this in the past.
Had
Was this pre-college or post-college?
this is pre-college.
Okay.
And then the coolest thing was, if you had my job, you had to learn how to build a transmitter out of a kite,
Out of a kite?
transmitter receiver out of a kite, HF transmitter receiver out of a kite.
With no additional parts or with additional?
You'd have parts.
Oh, okay.
You just had to get the kite and the wire and do it, and it works. It actually works. You can send this kite up in the air, and it can transmit.
In a lightning storm. Kapow.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do it in a lightning storm.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But it's kind of neat, survival stuff, and then to communicate. But it was neat. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, just destroying stuff, man.
Where'd you go to basic at?
Went to
Chicago?
No, I went to. I was in California, and then I went to school in California, and then they shipped me to Washington State, and then we were on our way to Persian Gulf, and then so when he was talking about the apples, I remember Washington is a beautiful. It would remind you of Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, the way it looks, but the mountain ranges are just so much more vast.
Right.
And it's really a unique state, because if you go east of Seattle, you just get like an hour east of Seattle over the Cascade Mountain Range. It's pretty flat and looks like desolate Montana. And there's like nothing there. Like the majority of the population lives in the Seattle area. So
Isn't that the best place to be where no one else is?
yeah, it is. I mean, it's it just reminded me the Idaho killer guy they caught. He's out there in eastern Washington at Washington State University.
Alleged. He's innocent until
alleged.
proven guilty.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Just so we're on the same page.
Yeah. Indiana pulled him over twice. Did you guys see that?
No,
We did.
It was our
Hancock County.
It was our county.
Yeah.
that pulled him over.
They were told to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still so. I was just talking to I said technically, so what they were looking for was cuts and things on his hands or
Right.
whatever.
Swollen.
Technically, and I don't know how this goes into court, but I think that all gets dismissed
Right.
regardless, because that's illegal search and seizure by videotaping somebody illegally. You know what they pulled him over for?
Tailing too close.
Yeah,
Did
driving
you see-
too close,
did you
which is
see-
such a gray law.
Did you see the
You could
video of
spend
him?
all day pulling people
Yeah.
over left and
Did
right.
you see the video of him driving? He was not tailgating.
I'm sure
They
he
were
was.
shocked. But I think he knew once the second pullover. I
Yeah.
think he knew.
He
So
knew there was a cop behind him. But he's probably just
yeah,
crossing his, which is even more sketchy. But I don't know. No, I have not. I saw when they were actually pulled over or whatever.
Mhm.
Where you coming from? Where you going? This or that. Such a bull crap. I
It
mean,
is.
I ain't mad at it. I mean, let's catch the killer. Don't. What I'm saying, don't let me say no.
Right.
Let's not catch the killer. Like that needs to happen for sure. And I'm all in and let the guy fry. Honestly, but like you can't be doing sketchy shit either.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
It was about 8 years ago at 12:45 in the morning. I'm driving to work and I'm crossing Highway 39 in Lebanon on 32. As soon as I cross, whoop, get pulled over. I'm like, this ought to be good. He goes, you know why I pulled you over? I go, no. He goes, because the the license plate border thing that you have, the Indianapolis Colts thing, is illegal. I go, do you spend all day pulling people over for that?
Is it really illegal?
Supposed to be.
Why?
Your whole license plate,
If it covers anything up. If it covers anything up.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yep.
I go, do you spend all day? That's the first thing I said. I go,
That's
do you
just-
spend all day pulling people over for that? Because I've lived in this town for 30 years, and not once have I been pulled over. And
Yeah.
there's everybody in this town has one. Of
Did he
those.
give you a ticket?
No.
He's looking for drunk drivers. That's what he's
Uh-huh.
doing.
I go, he goes, we're looking for drug, whatever. I said, well, you ran my plate. You know who I
Yeah.
am. You
He's
know I
looking
have
for
zero.
drugs, but he's asking about your license plate.
Mhm.
What a douche.
And by the way, we're not doing the business sale right here. You're going to have to get back in your squad car. We're going to the Shell gas station where I told you to meet me the first time you wanted this bag of weed.
You're not the guy I was looking for, David said. I was supposed to meet somebody else.
And then there was another time in the business park, and I always stop at a stop sign. He goes, you rolled through that stop sign. I go, I did not, dude. No, I didn't. I came to a complete stop.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, okay. All right. I just let you go on a warning. I'm like, whatever.
Dumb.
Well, I thought it was weird when they, because I thought maybe that I actually had told Ann, my wife, because she was following the case. I was like, I think they pulled him over for a reason, because I've never heard I've been pulled over. Tim, you've probably been pulled. We drive a lot, right? So I'm in all sorts of weird
I
areas.
feel like I'm getting
man.
judged right now. He's like, you've been pulled over. He didn't say anything about you, but you've been pulled over.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
You're fine. It's all good.
you know what I mean? Like,
I've been
so
pulled over.
you and I put a lot of miles on the vehicle,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to be more susceptible to being pulled over. But I've never had a cop. They've always took my license back and ran it. Like I've had them say before, well, you were just barely going over, like in Muncie not too long ago. You were just barely over the speed limit. If everything checks out, I'll just give you a warning. I was like, okay, cool. But he went back and checked. Like
Right.
with him, they didn't even check.
No,
So
there's
they
your stuff.
pulled you over. So then they didn't pull you over for speeding. I mean, they claimed they did, but they wanted to run your, your whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what this game was, but fortunately, he didn't give me. I got 2 warnings like that.
I was getting ready to get pulled over on the way to work last month. I was going into the office, and I had to get up to about 85. I every bit of 85 to get over from the fast lane because we're going through all the construction there on the southeast or southwest side.
Yep.
Had to get over to get off on Raymond there, and out of nowhere. And I love, shout out to the Waze app. I think the Waze app's the greatest thing. Truck
It is.
drivers put all
It
the
is.
all the stuff in there. For all you civilians out there that don't drive trucks, it's a great app. But out of nowhere, state trooper come. And I'm like, oh, he did the same thing I did across 5 lanes to get off with me, got right behind me. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just a joke. But
Right.
I'm dead. Like, I know. Like, just tell me where to pull over.
Yeah.
It's no big deal, bud. And he's back there. You can see him running my thing. And we come to another stoplight, and he sits back again behind me, and he's still running my plate. He ended up just doing a U-turn, get back on the highway. I think because I had the Marine Corps plate and I don't have any tickets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it the wrong way. I haven't had a ticket in a long time. So he probably gave me a break. And he knew that I knew that I was screwed. Like, I was just like, where's the $180 ticket I got?
Right.
You know?
I know.
I'm gonna make you
It's
poop.
crazy
I'm gonna
now.
make you
Yeah.
poop his pants instead
Yeah.
of give him a.
I think the last time, it's kind of like your dad that you think's going to come beat your ass and he never shows
Right.
up, you know?
Mhm.
But,
Right.
Mhm.
yeah, I think the last time I had to pay a ticket was probably $140. I think they're $180,
I'm
$200
gonna make
now.
you sweat.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's
Yeah.
the worst.
So
feeling
does
ever.
who gets pulled over for speeding? I coming over here today. I'm driving through downtown Indy. I'm doing 70 to kind of keep up with traffic and getting my doors blown off doing 70 miles an hour coming through Indy. And I'm like, who gets pulled over? I just don't see anybody getting pulled over but not out as often as you guys.
You mean pulled over? I don't see it a whole lot as much as I used to. I don't think. I think after the COVID thing, it slowed down a little bit, but I think they're back to pulling people over. And
They do a lot of speed traps is what they
Yeah.
do. So 65
Yeah.
in Indianapolis, south of the city, that's a huge speed trap, especially if it's a decent day out.
Mhm.
They used to do one on the east side because of all the construction. They kind of just chill out with that. 69 going up north.
There, yeah, it's a big one. 31 too.
Yep.
Going up to
30,
Kokomo.
31 on where
The
Westfield
big one.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
they kill boys there for
Yeah.
sure. So I was going downtown Indy on 70. Right there at Emerson, they had a person up on the bridge gunning. They had cops just lined up on the bridge to pull you over before you got to the construction. So I think they're running more traps than anything.
Speed traps.
Just here's the thing: you get pulled over, just be respectful.
Yep.
Put your hands up on the wheel so they can see those at all times.
Mhm.
It's their safety. That's why stupid things happen.
Yep.
Just be respectful. They're just doing their job, just like you out on the street doing your job, right? So that's just their day to day. And believe it or not, there's patrolmen. That's what they're paid to do, is to pull you over for speeding.
Right.
Sir.
Unfortunately, that's where we're at. So, and again, it comes back to, it's all about safety, right? They've done studies that if you run 55 mile an hour in this zone, you're less likely to die. The accidents go down. Like there's just like we talk about insurance and why there's governors on trucks and things like that.
Right.
I think, I don't know. We could talk for days on that. I don't know where we're at on time frame.
Yeah.
So, but if we do get into random thoughts, I've got one.
I do, yeah. I'll let Tim. Let's let Tim go first.
Mine's more truck oriented.
Yeah, so mine's just random. So let Tim
Let's go top. I don't know where we're at.
We got some time.
We got
Timmy
fun.
D's
I got nothing to do today. I'm flying
random
solo.
thought. Timmy D, hit us up, man.
All right. So I about broke my own windshield. I wanted to beat somebody's butt so bad the other day on the road.
Really?
Dumb idiot truck driver. And I love the truck drivers. This dude is rolling on 17 wheels through construction. So you guys know the north side where they're doing what needs to be done, that whole split. You're coming around off of 69 to get on 465.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible,
That
dude.
bridge is, you could barely get two Pintos side by side. A dude's rolling with one of his tractor, outside tractor tire is completely blown, gone. He's got his flashers on and still cruising, knowing that you got another 4 miles of construction ahead, that he's just throwing rubber
Hey, when was this?
off. 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Last week?
I was going to say, I got caught in something last week, and I was like, what the hell is this?
All I know is I said to myself, like, this son of a, he gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
Going around that? And he's still got rubber that's coming off. He's rolling on 17 wheels. Dog, he knew that thing had a flat.
This was on the tractor, not the trailer?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
So he should have pulled over at 96th Street or 116th. Like, he just didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I had followed him from 86th Street. And it was that way on 86th Street. That's ridiculous. So if you're driving a truck, pull your dumb butt over if you got 17 tires out of 18. There's a reason why you got all 18. Jeez.
Right. So Tim, we need to get Tim a CB radio in his truck. So
Man, I was in there just
again.
cussing up a storm, man. I'm getting ready to just break the window. I'm like, I'm giving the old angry fist, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're going to end up killing somebody, especially going around that.
Or we could get Tim a semi-horn.
Oh.
Have you seen those when you put on?
Yeah,
So I guess here's what I would ask the audience that's listening. Maybe I'm completely blown out of here, but there's no way he did not know that he had 17 wheels and one had blown, right?
Right.
Like, I mean,
he probably's got an indicator telling him, like, too, right?
and it was completely blown. Like the rim was just chilling, dude, with rubber. I don't know.
It's on fire.
There's no way that he didn't know that. Like that's just. It pisses me off that he's putting everyone else's life in jeopardy.
Right.
That's what pisses me off. It's not worth it, man. It's not. So yeah, that's all I got.
That's a good.
We're gonna call that Tim's rant session.
I love it. Tim's TRS. Tim's rant session.
I saw him like, gosh, you son of a biscuit.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The flip's wrong with you. You're gonna kill somebody.
Exactly.
I'm laying my horn down.
That's hilarious.
So do you go suffer through the last game tomorrow? Or do you do that?
Let's go Texans.
Hey,
Let's go.
man. I mean, so what do you think's going to happen to the Colts? What's your theory on what's going to happen? What are they going to do? They're going to go after Aaron Rodgers, somebody like that? They're going to draft a guy? What are they going to do?
Keep doing
So
that.
here's the crazy thing.
Aaron Rodgers might not be bad,
I threw
though.
this out to someone Thursday when I was at lunch. Here's what I like to see happen. So if the Texans beat us, it gives the Bears the number one pick. Your Bears.
Bears
the
need
number
the
one
number
pick.
one pick. Bears need like 20.
So in the top five, you got basically the Bears, the Texans, Seattle. Is it Detroit?
Probably.
And us is what I believe it is. So if the Texans wins, that guarantees us a top five pick, and it guarantees the Bears the number one overall. And the Bears don't need a quarterback, right? The Texans do, which they'd make them number two. And then the Detroit don't. They just got Goff, right? And then Seattle's on the verge of needing one. So long story short, what I like to do is take that number five pick, trade it to the Bears, trade it to the Bears. So swap 1 and 5 this year and give them Jonathan Taylor as the incentive. Because Jonathan Taylor's got 1 year left on his contract. He's going to want a big deal, right? We've used him for what it is.
It's a bad deal for the Bears.
That gives us because the Bears,
good deal for the Colts.
The Bears at number 5 can get that the dudes that's number 1. He's actually number 1 overall wide receiver out of TCU. So you could pair him with Fields, and you already got decent running back crew.
Or you take Marvin Harrison Jr.
I don't think he's coming out. He's only a sophomore, right?
He could come out.
I don't think he's coming out.
If I was him, I would.
So I just think that'd be a great trade. So basically, because if we don't, Texans are going to take Bryce Young, and then now you got to face Bryce Young, and I think he's the only franchise quarterback in the draft this year, in my opinion. I don't think the Kentucky guy is.
That's the dude from Alabama, right?
Yes.
And he's a good quarterback.
Yes. So that the Tennessee guys up there. So that's what I would like for my Colts to do.
Take Bryce Young.
To trade up. Right. You have to because the Texans are going to take him. If not.
So have either Jim Harbaugh or Sean Payton been in town this week?
So Jim Harbaugh has talked to Carolina. Apparently, I don't want him. Sean Payton's not coming to this dumpster fire. There ain't no way he's coming to this dumpster fire. I think you should go after the coach for Tennessee, the University of Tennessee. I'll leave it there. That's my opinions.
All right. Nope.
That's why
we're asking.
I'm just a fan.
That's why we're asking.
But
it's all good.
That's what I'm throwing out there.
I like it.
What you got?
I don't think that, I didn't grow up here. I'm not the biggest Colts fan. You guys know that. I'm just looking from the outside. I don't think the Colts are that bad of a team, actually. I just think they need a quarterback and some direction.
Yeah.
And that's really all they need. And that quarterback's what's got them in trouble ever since Luck's left. Like David said, when I made that comment, they've been patching it, right? Yeah. Instead of fixing it. So your scenario I didn't think about, but that's actually a good thing if they could pull that off. And you know what? Hey, man, the Colts generally do draft well. So I was just looking at it, and
so real quick, just if we don't trade up to get the quarterback that I would like, I think at number 5 you take that wide receiver and get you a true number 1. Then you got a good wide receiver core between Alex Pierce, we just drafted last year, Michael Pittman, and then that guy. Then you're set there. Now you just got to figure out the quarterback situation.
How many Colts jerseys have you owned in your lifetime?
Not many. I'm not a big jersey buyer. I probably have 8, maybe 10.
Your normal attire for the game, is it just whatever Colts shirt or sweatshirt, or do you have?
So normally I wear a jersey, yes. Normally I wear a jersey. This year I really haven't. I just kind of wore my tailgate and the Colts Disciples stuff. So like when I went to Boston for the New England game, I wore Vinatieri's jersey because I had a Super Bowl road one. I thought it was great.
Smart.
I never bought a Peyton Manning jersey. I've never owned a Peyton Manning jersey. I always thought, so whenever I buy a jersey, they get hurt. So I was not buying a Peyton Manning because I didn't want him to get hurt. I've owned a couple Lucks. I got a couple Lucks. Dallas Clark, I think I've got one. I've got probably 4 Adam Vinatieri ones. He's my favorite player of all time.
Look at this.
We got.
You want to grab it? Let's go through it. Yeah.
Caesar.
It's a mock draft. There's some people in there.
They got us with the
CJ Stroud's in there.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Yeah. Did he come out?
Yeah, he's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's number 2 or 3 overall quarterback rated. I don't like it. But with that William guy, he's an edge rusher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we need an edge rusher. We just got Quiddy Pay.
Well, they got you taking Will Levis quarterback out of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, see?
I don't like that. But you're right. They got your boy, or who? Not your boy, but Bryce Young going number 1 for sure.
To
Texans. So if they trade,
but if the Texans win today, then it puts the Bears number 1.
Right. And they can make a trade.
Right.
Which the Bears need a desperate wide receiver is what they need.
And they can get that at number 5.
But hell, man, I know. They easily could get that.
And then you get a Jonathan Taylor to match with Fields and see what it would
You could actually double up. You could actually trade for a second round and get another receiver in a second round.
Yep.
Trade for a second round.
I'll give you my number 1 for your number 5 and your number 5 overall in the second round this year.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
And we'll take Jonathan Taylor on top of it. I mean, look what they gave
That
up
would
for
be
golf.
huge. I know.
They gave up 2 number 1 overalls. That's why Detroit's getting that pick. They got it from Los Angeles, right?
They got C.J. Stroud targeted to take.
He's a baller. I ain't got
is.
that again. I just don't know if he's a franchise.
I don't know. What is he, junior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He started. This is his second year.
He played well in the game though. He really did.
People thought Johnny Manziel would be whatever.
Johnny Manziel was hot.
It's not
Johnny
his
Manziel
fault.
was good.
He went to Cleveland. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Cleveland's
that is.
where you die.
You can be hot for 5 minutes, but you got to be hot for what?
He had
career.
a hot career though in college. I mean, he was.
There's plenty of those that have hot careers in college.
I don't know about that. That was a pretty dang good one, man. He was one of the best I've seen at that level at quarterback.
he was good.
I mean, could do anything: run, pass, get out of trouble, Fran Tarkenton scramble.
Now he can't even make it in the Canadian Football
It's the
League.
drugs, right? He didn't get on drugs and
Yeah.
stuff too.
It is a mental case for sure.
Yeah, head
I
case.
think that's well said.
Head case. But yeah.
Let's get to your random
Yeah,
thought.
come on.
All
What do
right,
you
so
got?
mine is a good way to end the show. I just want to say that
Mine wasn't.
No, I
You're a setup.
well,
Tell
here-
me, tell
you
me
were the
mine wasn't
setup.
without telling me mine wasn't.
I definitely wouldn't have wanted to went with this before we went with yours. So I want to thank the both of you for a great 2022. I appreciate the both of you. It was outstanding. I'm also looking forward to what growth we have in 2023. So you guys are awesome. That's all I have.
That's it.
Thank the both of you.
Hey, man, I got to tell you something. You and I hooked up earlier in the week. How in the world? I left. I had to go turn in a report. What
Sure.
did you? How did the hell that end up that day? How'd
So
you get
did we not talk about that?
No.
Since then. So
No.
the oddest thing. So we're sitting there. Did that couple come in while we were still sitting there?
There was
Kinda
a
that dirty
couple-
hot blonde.
No,
No.
I don't remember that.
So there was this. So Francois. So
I
it's
remember
me, you,
him.
Francois.
Yep.
So, and by the way, Francois has a book signing at the Great Divide Thursday,
Does he?
January the
Yes.
26th at 6 p.m. He would like us to be there if we can.
Made in France.
Yeah, his book called Made in France. His producer.
When is
Logan-
it? January
Logan Hunter.
26th?
Yeah.
Thursday, January the 26th at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. Okay, never mind.
So for those of you that are interested in stopping by the Great Divide that day, Francois Hugen will be there along with Logan Hunter, his producer. Come on by, get to talk to Francois and Logan. They're both great people. We've had them on the podcast before. And so we're sitting in there. You leave, and there's this couple that comes in that looks strange from when they walk in. So it's a dirty hot blonde and a gentleman, and you can just look and you're like, it doesn't look right. Something there just doesn't look right. And so they sit in the back corner where you and I had started sitting because our table or my table had been taken. So I kind of peeking back there a little bit, and I'm like, you could see that there's a little bit of contention going on, and I'm like, And then so all of a sudden, about 10 minutes later, the female gets up. She's like, "Give me my effing phone," and there's a scuffle. I mean, they're kind of getting
At the
physical.
Great Divide?
Oh yeah, they're getting physical with one another, and so Francois steps in and kind of tries to help break it up, and then me and Chris both kind of step in too to help break it up, and we get it sent out the door, and then so he's still not giving her phone. I'm like, dude, you best give it up. And so he gave her phone up and stuff, and that was just kind of a mess. I mean, normally it's really quiet and calm, and
Well, yeah,
it's just
it's
kind
not
of
like that.
weird. And so yeah, but so I hung around for probably leave at about 6 or whatever, but then that was over probably about 3-ish or something. It was just a weird.
So how did it end?
She just came in crying, and
Drama.
yeah.
Did you get any free beer for being a bouncer?
No, and they made the gal pay for her meal, which and she didn't eat it because a big.
Oh, they made her pay for it?
Well, she ordered it. That's on her.
Yeah, I guess so.
You
Gotta pay to cook.
That's right. Got to pay those cooks, Harrison and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was a great. I mean, it's always a good time in there, and that was just kind of something a little weird.
Getting rowdy up in the Great
Yeah,
Divide.
gosh.
It's because they changed the door location.
Ooh.
The new door
I
location.
never thought
Just
of that.
drifting in.
That's
Yeah.
right.
right.
Yeah.
That gal said she comes in there every now and again. I haven't seen it before.
Did Chris or anybody recognize her? Really?
No, but it was just kind of something that you don't.
I think it was a
normally
downtown-
see.
So if you guys are interested in bar fights on Wednesday nights, please come down to the Great Divide, 743 East New York Street.
Yeah.
Dave will protect
Thursday
you.
afternoons at.
Oh, is it
at
Thursday
2.
afternoons?
It was Thursday when I was there.
Yeah,
So,
start
yeah.
do a little day drinking.
Yeah.
Things happen, man.
Right. Yeah.
But if David's there, you'll be okay.
Yeah. That's just that never happens in there, and I think it was just a little.
Never seen
dust
anything
up.
like that there. Yeah. A little dust
Well, I'm
up.
coming in there with drama next time, boy.
I have pictures from the ugly
Yeah.
sweater. I sent Tim his picture yesterday, and there's some really good pictures and stuff.
Hey, Trucker Ray would have loved my shirt.
So, yeah, it would have been awesome.
It's your birth. Go, Jesus! It's your
They
birthday.
did it.
Yeah,
Yep.
they would have loved that.
It was fun.
You should send that to Trucker Ray and say, "Hey, we all with you."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hey, good city boys. It's been a long time. I will not be back next week, folks. I will be in Las Vegas, losing my ass.
Is this another work related?
This is not. This is my bachelor party. Going to Vegas.
Yeah. Somebody's getting married.
And there will be no pictures that we're taking home. That's all y'all need to know.
What happens in Vegas
Yes.
stays.
Did you hear the new laws that they just got rid of?
No, let's talk about that.
Did you hear about them?
No.
So if you get pulled over for speeding or whatever, you owe a ticket, you ain't
Yeah.
got to pay it. They won't put you in jail. They drop it after 180 days if you don't pay
What?
it.
For real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They don't put out a warrant for your nothing. All your tickets go away. You ever heard that?
In Nevada?
Yeah.
No, I've not.
Nevada.
Heard that, dude. We're all moving there.
Yeah.
They're going to get every Vegas in the
Look
nation.
it up. Nevada
Vegas.
just changed a bunch of traffic laws where they're going to write you a ticket, but you don't have to pay it.
That's bull crap.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I mean, you're supposed to pay it, but they're not going to hold you accountable and put you in jail or fine you or put warrants out after you. It just kind of goes away. Thanks for shopping.
Doesn't sound
I
right.
think part of that law, it states though after 5 of them, then they'll come for you. Something stupid. It's crazy.
God.
Well, here's the reason behind it is because of all the people that come through that state that don't live in that state, that they don't want. They hate keeping all these things on the books to go track them down when they live in Florida. And they just came and got pulled over going to the Hoover Dam or
Yeah.
something. And they're like, screw it, I'll never come back. And so now they got it on their books and they're just wasting time and effort to try to track these people down.
Wow.
I don't know. That's just one of many. They changed a couple different traffic laws that were.
Right.
Yeah,
Are they-
it's kind of mind blowing.
Are they cleaning up their voter rolls?
Tony, I don't even want to get started. I should have never. Trust me, I'm not in favor of what's going down, but that's
Yeah,
just what they
right,
did. It was voted in for January, whatever it was, January 1st. So.
Wow. That is crazy.
Sorry to string out the show there.
No. All
Should have
good.
ended on this bar fight.
It's been a while
That's
since we've
great.
had you on, so we're catching up with Tim.
So how'd
Catching
you
up with Tim.
did you you Ubered back, right? How was that?
Oh yeah, that was good. So did we?
I don't think he remembers.
Are you baiting me? Oh yeah, you are. You are baiting me. Never mind. I told him to bait me, and now I'm forgetting it.
Yeah.
So I had a gentleman of Middle Eastern descent on as my driver, and he owns his own semi tractor. He's a power only guy, and so I just let him talk, and I go.
It's kind of
And he
odd.
says, "Yeah, what?
Well,
I need his number.
Yeah." So I've got it.
Well, not odd. It's just odd that he's an Uber driver, that he's got a power truck.
So you would be amazed at the amount of people in Uber that are in logistics.
They do that.
Seriously.
Wow.
Probably 7 out of 10.
Really?
Oh yeah, or in some form of logistics, whether it's a driver or whether it's, but anyway, yeah. So I got all of his. I told him I was in logistics. I got all of his info, and I said I'd try to help push him and stuff. He's a really good guy. He just spent the last 10 years in Kuwait and is back over here domestically now. He's a citizen, and it was really good to have that conversation.
What's
He
the
said it's
company?
tough. I have it on my phone. I'm not sure.
All right.
It's just an individual. He has one tractor. He says it's been a little tough going, and I said, well, let me try to help you and connect you with some people that can help you get moving and stuff. So it was
No, nice,
really
man.
good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I appreciate that, Tony.
No problem.
Really space things.
Yeah.
Power only. You know, it's actually tough. I feel like I've got a lot of requests for power only here lately. And you can't find it because everyone's got a tractor on their back, you know? So.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah,
Hit you up.
it's always nice to try to help other people out and see if they can grow in the business also. So I told him he should work just a little harder to stay busy. So
There you go. Well, you're listening to
out.
Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Appreciate everybody. What is today? Like the 8th of January?
Today is the 7th of January.
2023.
Episode number 91.
Episode 91.
Season 3.
Oh, yeah. We started in 2020, didn't we?
Season 3, big dogs.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Episode 100 coming up, probably middle of March-ish or so. So
9 away.
I'll be drunk as can be for that show. Stand
We
by.
do.
It's
We
St.
do
Patty's
need to-
Day. Get that coming up. You get that day off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm off every day, Tony.
Yep. No
Big St.
argument
Patty's
there.
Day. All right, man. Hey, you guys. God bless you.
Yep.
Happy 2023. Glad to see you guys all. Timmy, glad to see you. David.
Thanks, Trucker Ray.
Boom.